know what it is and you know what it sounds like. NBA picking with Pop right here on Popovich TV. Let's go.
Yeah, great fire.
When I win the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Cooper Gray got the fire back slid up. Hit the bad line in the air, throwing signals. When I win the chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Cooper Gray got the fire back slid up. Hit the bad lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. I'm trying to get rich. Who else in the building trying to break the house? What it do, people? Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. I am your host, Popovich. Yeah, kid, that feeling back up in here. One more again. Happy Sunday, Sunday fun day, guys. And don't look at me like that. Yeah, I said Philly was the lock yesterday. I did have Boston winning money line, but I told you the lock was Philly with that 8.5. I wasn't bold like JaY and took Philly money line because I didn't know that Jason Tatum wasn't going to play. But before we jump into today's games, let's do a quick recap on yesterday's game. And as we just was talking about, I didn't know Jason Tatum was not going to play. I did not know that he was not going to play. And so I had Boston winning a game. I also had Boston going to the NBA Finals to play OKC. So now my bracket is, at least on the East, is dead. Bracket on the East is dead. We're going to have to come back to the drawing board after these two games today play and we get a better feel of who's going to, match up in the second round, etc. But I said it yesterday, guys. 6 games under the belt, game 7 on the line. Although I didn't know Jason Tatum wasn't going to play. And before I get into what I said yesterday briefly, why didn't he play? Right knee stiffness. I get it. That's the opposite side of the Achilles. So maybe you putting, the body is overcompensating on the other side. But this is what you came back for. You came back to help your team get over the hump. Or did you just want to get a fresh start for next year? Meaning, let me test it out. Let me see what I could do. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. At least I know starting out next year, I'll be, fully healthy. And obviously, you don't want to risk, your commodity. You know what I mean? And he is getting I think 300 million or something like that. So he's getting something crazy, crazy, right? You don't want to risk that and then have him out for the next season. But Boston still will be one of the top teams in the East. But they got to get some more athletic players. Get some more black brothers on your team, man. I know Boston is known for being, you know what I mean, a little racist. Let's call it what it is. But you need some more brothers on your team. With that being said, my record, we will get to my record because I like transparency. My total record now is 26-20. JaY, by the way, for those that's wondering, I'm keeping track. JaY is 32-14, so he having a hell of a run in the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie. He having a hell of a run. As far as the locks, I'm 16-12. I'm not really sure of his locks as I haven't been keeping track. But I know overall he's 32-14. With that being said, let's get into the first NBA game today. We got the Orlando Magic out on the road at the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons is giving 8.5. Like, what? That is a lot of points, guys. That is a lot of points. One, because let's look at this. I know Franz Wagner is out. he is a big part of the reason, they end the series and that people thought that Magic could do something this year because of him. So they lost the game 6 by 14. That's covering the spread. They lost game 5. Hold on. They lost game 5 by 7, not covering the spread. They won by 6. They won by 8. They lost by 15 in game 2. And they won by 11 in the first game. So the spread has been covered by the Pistons 2 times. 2 times. That 8.5 that I'm talking about. I got Pistons winning, so I'm gonna ride with the Pistons. Money line. I think the 8.5. I think the 8.5 with the Magic is the play. The Pistons played 7 games last year against the New York Knicks. Haven't been in the playoffs in mad long, and then now you make it back to the playoffs last year. So you know what it's like. You definitely know what it's like to play in a game 7. It just was on the road at the New York Knicks, and you lost. This year is at your place, and although the seeding, if you take the numbers away, the Magic don't look like an 8 seed, and the Pistons don't really look like a 1 seed. It's a battle. I'm going to take the Orlando Magic with the 8.5 in the first game, but I do think the Pistons will win money line. And I want them to win money line because I got them going to the next round. In the East, we already looking bad. So we had Denver in the West wrong, and that was it. In the East, we had Boston wrong, and that's bad because I got them going to the finals. So I really don't want the first round to be too much topsy-turvy as far as my predictions. So I'm on Pistons money line. I like Orlando with the 8.5. Next game up. Playoffs. Don't talk to me about playoffs. I just hope that we can win a game. So next game up, we got the Toronto Raptors out on the road at Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. I ain't have no Detroit hat. I ain't have no Magic hat. We got Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. We got Cleveland Cavaliers giving 8.5 to the Toronto Raptors. These two teams, game 7 now, when it's all on the line. Let's look at their series real quick. Because I have Cleveland winning this series. I think Cleveland is the better team. So the Raptors won the last game in overtime by 2. RJ Barrett with that crazy, phenomenal shot. They won game 5 by 5. They lost game 4 by 4. They lost game 3. No, hold on. My bad. I'm looking at it wrong. Cleveland lost game 6 by 2 in overtime. RJ Barrett with the shot. They won game 5 by 5. They lost game 4 by 4. They lost game 3 by 22 points. They won game 2 by 10, and they won game 1 by 13. So they can cover the 8.5. At home, they won by 13. They won by 10. They won by 5. Lost by 22. Lost by 4. Lost by 2. Evenly matched. Now, however, let's go to RotoWire real quick. Because Brandon Ingram, I don't think, is playing in this game. NBA RotoWire. Kevin Huerter was questionable for Detroit. Quigley is out. Brandon Ingram is doubtful. But they didn't play in the last game. And it was a battle to the death. I think Cleveland will win money line. And I think the Toronto Raptors will cover the spread. Too much points in game 8 when game 7s are usually low scoring. Nerves is up. You know, people play tight. Some people, obviously, because it's a lot on the line, it's win or go home. And you out of here. You know what I'm saying? You winning or you going home. Playoffs. And I just think it's too many points for both games to be given to a team, that's been I meant to say neck and neck, not head and shoulders, neck and neck on you. You know what I mean? Like it ain't been no real distance between the two. So in that regards, I'm off. My man want me to do this real quick. Oh, some theme music shit. All right, let's get to the theme music, but we switching it up today. We doing on some, you know what I mean?
Yeah, win or go home. You know what it is.
Playoffs.
Major balls in the spot, we in the playoffs. Steady getting that rock, we in the playoffs. Steady pushing that rock, we in the playoffs. We in the playoffs.
Who won the playoff?
If you running the block, you in the playoffs.
Shorty shaking a lot. She in the playoffs. Niggas running your spot. They in the playoffs.
They in the playoffs, so let's play off.
All right, guys. Here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks to get you and me the winner chicken dinners. It's 2 games, and I like both of the games. I'm going with both underdogs with that 8.5. That's who I like. That's who I'm taking. You can let me know who you like. You can let me know who you taking. All I ask is that you hit the like button so I can stay in your algorithm. But y'all know who it is. This your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. NBA, picking with Pop, right here on Popovich TV. Of course, we are live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more yen. Yeah, kid. Let's get some money on a Sunday fun day. And that song that you just was hearing is called The Playoffs, featuring me, and that's my boy Great Fire. Yeah, kid.